Ever wonder who voices some of your favorite animation characters? Or maybe you would like to give voice acting a try but don't know how to start? Then don't miss SonicCon, an audio theater convention hosted by Liberty University March 20th through the 22nd, 2020, featuring James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi, from Star Wars The Clone Wars and his one-man show, Talking to Myself. Plus, Katie Lee, the voice of Connie from Adventures in Odyssey. The convention features industry professionals, masterclasses, writing competitions, plus live radio performances. It's perfect for the entire family. Early registration going on now at sonic-con.org. That's sonic-con.org.
Hello everyone, this is JPL, and today I'm joined with
Christopher.
And today we are the podcast name in brackets.
Yes.
Anyway, how are you today, Christopher?
So I had to come here on crutches because did we talk about?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
So I'm to the degree where I'm okay. Like I went to work last week without a boot or crutches. Pretty much no problem. But I'm still wearing my boot and crutches around on campus because I'd be so tempted to start running around again.
Yeah.
Because, it's not that painful until I twist it in one direction or whatever. I did that several times at work. But, I'm at work. I need to work. But at school, it's like, I don't know. It's like I don't have to. There's no point in risking my injury here compared to at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
At work, it's like, oh, that's my job. At school, it's like, who cares? I'm late to class, 20 minutes,
Right?
Because I'm injured. Professor understands, basically. Not that I'm super careless, but at this point, at the end of the semester, I'm so done.
Yeah.
But
You're ready for Thanksgiving break?
no, I would just break.
I know, but are you ready for Thanksgiving break in general?
I don't know. I still have.
It's a week off.
It's a week off. I'm gonna be picking up extra days at work.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna be trying to get back to YouTube, but also there's one paper I need to get done.
That's this Friday, man. We have next week off, and then the week after is finals.
Yeah, finals I don't even care for. It's like, oh, I'm an audio person. All I do are projects. That's what's more important to me.
Yeah.
And then quizzes, I'll just guess, basically. I'm not trying to sound super careless and stupid, but it's like I have my priorities.
Yeah, I have a big paper that's due on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I really need to get the focus on that, especially this week.
How many pages?
8 to 10.
And a lot of sources?
I wouldn't say it's a lot of sources, it's just a lot of analyzing.
Uh-huh. And how many pages in are you so far?
One.
Beautiful.
And it's one that I did 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
For my rough draft, but
And at this point, my rough draft is my final draft.
well, no. At this point, I think I can get it all done. The only thing that's just blocking me is just my motivation, especially since it's a show weekend. The next few days, we're working on a show.
Yeah.
And so I'm more focused on working on the show than actually doing the work.
Yeah.
And so I can't do that because this essay is really important and critical for my final grade.
How many pages? Sorry, points.
I don't remember. It's enough points that I need to get this amount of points.
Yeah.
To have a passing grade.
Yeah. I just had a class where I had a 10-page paper. 500 points.
Oh, yikes.
And guess what? I got all 500.
That's good.
Because, between two sections, there's 300-400 students, And so is the professor going to read through the paper? Not really. I don't know. They said there were comments on it, and I didn't even check yet, so who knows? Maybe he did read through it all.
I mean,
I submitted it early.
Someone reads it.
Someone reads it. Not me.
Yeah.
I barely read it. Forget that.
Darn crutch.
I'll just pick that up later. Now I feel crippled looking at that on the ground.
You feel crippled looking at a
Yeah.
crutch on the floor. Like, oh man, I'm a cripple.
I am a cripple. My professor called me a cripple.
Wow. I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah. I hate it. Listen, never ever fake an injury and involve crutches. You're just gonna end up injuring yourself using the crutches. That's my word of the day. That's a long word, but that's my word of the day.
That's cool.
Seriously, just
Anyway.
get a wheelchair.
I guess this is the Department of Studio and Digital Arts right here.
So honestly, I don't even know what department I'm part of. You know what I mean? Sometimes,
Yeah.
because I think I'm in the department of digital media content. I don't even know.
You're in something, but here it's like this says digital art. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of physical stuff here.
Digital.
I guess the studio
Department
part makes
of-
sense.
I forget. I got it down like 30 minutes ago, but I forget. Frick. I don't
It's
know.
fine.
But I don't even know what department I'm really in, you know what I mean? Because this and the other one I think I'm actually in, the names are so similar.
Yeah.
So they're like, raise your hand if you're in this department. No, raise your hand. Like, no, I'm in this department, you know? It's like,
Double major, huh?
yeah, right. And I get those people who are like, oh, so you work with the cinematic people a lot. Like, no, we're so different. Oh, you're part of School of Music. No. Like, oh, what do you do as an audio person? I don't know.
I don't know. It's just my degree.
Yeah, it's just my degree. I don't even. It's almost to the point where I don't know what they're teaching me.
I don't know what they're teaching me. I don't know what to teach them. So
It's sometimes like I'm thankful.
I press
I've definitely-
buttons.
Yeah, I'm thankful. I'm learning stuff.
yeah,
But I feel like there's some things that I expected to learn that I've not been learning,
yeah, I can understand that.
which sucks. So
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't like it.
that's just fine. Anyway, so
Plus, you get boarding classes. I hate to be like, hey, I hate to be like that, you know. But it's like when you have a 2.5-hour class, and you're kind of just sitting there, and the professor loves to talk.
yeah,
And it's like, yeah, I want to appreciate the class, and I know I need to take this class, but I'm losing it right now.
yeah, it's it can be taxing.
I feel so bad because I hate to be that type of student, you know? But I am, and especially at this point in the semester, like, we've talked about some things I've experienced this semester, right?
I think so.
Totaled car, injured foot.
Besides that, yeah,
Yeah, I've just little things here and there, you know? It's something that it's not totally been like on top of my radar, but just like emotional pressures.
not the best semester out there.
Yeah, it definitely hasn't really been. So it's been difficult, you know?
Yeah,
So just coming to grips with manhood or adulthood or whatever. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
life.
I'm done. So I'm done with this semester, and I haven't even, you know, it's basically like I think my parents were like, because I was so invested in my YouTube channel during the summer, they were afraid that I would have more focus on my YouTube channel than my schoolwork. I don't know if you do know, but I've obviously put more emphasis on my schoolwork because I barely
Yeah.
posted on my channel during the summer. And so, and it sucks to see my channel just out there, you know, not getting the attention it could be getting.
It's fine though, because this will happen.
I've lost so many subscribers this semester.
Well, their loss.
Thank you. That makes me feel better. But it's, you know, it's like, you know, I could have retained some of those. And hey, in the end, I've gained more than I've lost.
Yeah.
But I've never seen so many subscribers I've lost during this period than in my other periods.
I
of
mean, they
creating
obviously weren't interested in staying long if they just unsubscribed.
content. And if they unsubscribe because I kept focusing on Kanye or whatever, it's like, duh, 21 Pilots hasn't released anything for a while. Once they release something, I'll react to them. Same with NF or Skillet,
Right.
or whatever. No, just be patient. Like in the end, I care more about your subscription than what you consume from me. If you know what I mean, because I'm
Sure,
trying to get that 1K, and then once I hit that, then I'll be more concerned about what you consume. You know? And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be trying to focus on like trying to present.
YouTube has started to implement the children
Yes.
thing.
And I said my content's not for children.
Yeah.
That's why I said, because in the end, it's not really. Like, I sometimes touch on, mature
know.
things, or just, it's not a children's channel.
I know, and mine is just really in a gray area. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like, I don't intend it to be for children, but because my main content is My Little Pony,
Yeah.
and in their description they specifically state characters of like children-based media. It's like, I don't know.
It's,
And the punishment for lying is you gotta pay hundreds of dollars, maybe even thousands. And it's like for each video,
oh my gosh.
and
This
so
is-
it's
So what did you say?
for my main channel, yes.
You said it's for children?
No.
No, okay.
On the secondary channel that has like the reaction to the ponies, I've not yet changed it yet
Yeah.
because it's like,
You want to know what to do.
because
first.
that one is like, that's where the struggle is, because that's actually has the show itself on it.
Yeah.
So it's like I can't really. So there is like a video based thing. I don't know.
If it ever gets disputed on my channel, which I don't think so. I've never really touched on anything directly like
No,
kids.
you're good.
I hope so.
You're set. You've not done anything.
I know I filmed a reaction to like a kid's song and a VeggieTales trailer, but I never posted those. But I feel like at this point, if it gets that far that you're like, oh, kids content in general, it's gonna be like, well, despite the fact that a VeggieTales trailer might get me some views, and it probably won't be copyright strike or whatever, I'm probably just not gonna post it because I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars because I reacted to a trailer. You know what I mean? And if it really comes to that point, I will actually probably fight it, because it's nonsensical. Nonsensical.
And
Whatever.
fighting it might also cost you the exact same thing, or even more than what it would be to.
Well, I mean, like, generally on YouTube, you can do the first thing,
Yes.
I dispute your claim for free.
However, however they can say no.
They can say no.
If you go again a second time, that's where
The trouble starts.
that's where like your channel is liable to be taken down, or you can take it to court. It's not a perfect system.
It's hard
But
because it's such a big...
Let's move aside from this whole conversation. here.
Right, so you pause in the middle of it. And
We've had this conversation so many times.
I know,
here.
but it's like it's
And,
reality now,
and I'm really tired of having this discussion. I'm sure the audience as well just wants to hear stories of life instead of just YouTube troubles that they've been struggling with. So yeah, let's talk about Bedford Boys for a minute.
Cool. I'm not gonna be able to see the show,
I know.
which sucks. I feel like this semester, I bet all semesters there have been, but it seems like just such a good lineup of shows, and I've had to miss all of them for various reasons.
Yeah, it's fine.
I feel like, what was the first show?
The first show was Bright Star.
Bright Star.
It was a musical.
So that one just wasn't even really on my radar in the first
Right.
place. So that was kind of my fault. And then the next one was,
As It Is in Heaven.
and that one wasn't even really on my radar.
No,
so I'm
and
really
like
bummed
I don't think you would enjoy that one.
Okay.
Like it
what
was.
was that about?
It's a really strange play. Like
Was it original?
no.
No.
It's about a cult.
Really?
Well, a religious movement.
Uh-huh.
It's really a cult. I don't know. It's like
Why is Liberty doing cultish things?
There is really no story in this thing. Like, there's no plot. It's like this one character claims to see angels, and then suddenly everyone else slowly starts seeing angels by the end of the show. And it's like, what's going on? I don't know. It's really weird.
Okay, and then after that, that is weird.
It is such a weird show. It's like, okay,
I trust you.
yeah, it is weird. And then
If I don't have to see something, I won't. Kind of, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So, what? And it was after that,
and then there were none. Yes,
and then there were. So I feel like it was more like, and then there were none, and Bedford Boys that were more on my radar.
oh yeah,
than the
those
others.
two shows are like good shows.
Right.
I think Bedford Boys is the better one,
Okay.
given the story and the topic.
Right. So like I wanted to see both of those,
Yeah,
but yeah, it was. I think for the I can't get the name straight, but the first one mentioned.
Yeah.
More or less my injury that kind of prevented me from being able to.
Of course.
attend, because I had a day, like Thursday, that was relatively open, but I couldn't get around.
yeah.
And then
This one you
Bedford
just
Boys
had
is just work.
Yeah,
Because like I haven't been working, so at this point I'm just like whatever they scheduled me for, I'm working because I need money because my bank account nearly went empty
Yeah.
because I wasn't working. So I need to work.
which is a shame because I had an unused ticket.
Do you want me to find a friend for you to?
No, the ticket's gone. It's passed. It's fine.
Oh my gosh.
But you
Then
know,
again, I probably would have been emotionally messed
but no,
up.
yeah, we've been doing well with the show.
How is this? Yeah, how's it all going?
It's going really good. Like, it was concerning during the final days, but we figured something out.
Good.
And it's been going really fast. The whole issue with people getting on late, that's been solved
Good.
for the most part.
Good.
If there's any issues, it's only by like 5 seconds, and
Yeah.
it's fine. Like, I'm there helping them, getting changed as well. It's a rush. And you know, it's good. I really love working on the show. It's probably one of my favorite ones, working backstage, because I don't know. I like what I'm doing. You know, I'm getting the costume set, and you know, while the guys are backstage, we'll talk, and you know, I'll help them out. And like, when we get to the second act, I'm working on pushing this thing off and off stage, and I really enjoy doing that as well. So
Good.
it's like, it's good. Like, and while that thing is backstage, I get to like,
Sit on it.
well, yeah, kind of sit on it. Like, I'm in it, and I get to watch the people backstage while I'm in there secretly. It's good. I enjoyed it.
Interesting. I wonder what this thing is.
It's it's like a counter. You know, it's like a store bar counter.
Like
Like,
you get in.
yeah, like behind the counter where the bartender is.
It's like a walk-in closet / counter.
kind of. It's
Interesting.
something like that. We push it off and on. While it's off, you know, I get into the bartender and I'm just looking. I'm leaning on it, like
Yeah.
looking out, watching the scenes. And those are like the best scenes when I'm watching it there. So it's like, yeah, it's good.
Nice. So has that performance happened when the actual Bedford people watch it, or at least the relatives?
Yeah,
The one
we've had
lady.
relatives. We have the son of one of the characters come. We have other relatives come.
What was their thoughts?
I don't know.
Oh,
It was mainly to the actors who were portraying the father or the
Right.
relatives. And it's like we've had surprising stories come up that we didn't even know about. The people that showed up, and it's like, hey, I'm so and so so, or I dated so and so, or I'm the daughter who dated so and so. It's like these really cool things that pop up. And you know, this show, you know, veterans get to come for free.
right.
And because of that, we've been sold out for shows. We're having full houses, and it's like, it's great. And you have these veterans come in, and they're the ones who cry the most during the show.
Aww.
And yeah, because they live that, they
Yeah.
experience that, and
Wow.
it's such an emotional show. And it's like I really hope that this show gets to travel to the regional theaters, like the last show did.
Yeah. Did you see Bloodroot? How was that?
That was good.
Not as good?
No, it was really good. However,
It's
this
just different.
may be a bit more biased, but I like this one
Yeah.
more.
Because from what I heard, Bloodroot was more like a collection of stories, right?
Yeah, Bloodroot was a collection of stories of females within different time periods in this region. While Bedford Boys is one story.
Yeah. No, I definitely kind of see
Yeah.
why. Just on that factor, why Bedford Boys.
The big
is
thing
cool.
about Bloodroot was that it was an all-female written and cast.
Right.
And this one is just...
Did Caleb get a stage lighting for that?
Caleb? I don't know.
Yeah, it was a half joke.
I'd have to check my pamphlet.
Because I wonder if it was all female. Everything. That's what I was wondering.
Well, no, the director was not female. However, he was the head. He was the dean of the school, so he was the big guy,
Yeah.
big man, in charge.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, this has been a good show.
Good. So, yeah. Did you cry when you saw it?
No, you know I
I
didn't.
mean, do you even cry?
No,
Okay.
it's really rare when I cry. Like the closest thing.
Let's try to make John cry before the end of the podcast. I'm
Well,
sorry.
no,
I'm
that's
kidding.
not gonna happen.
I'm kidding.
Like there was one, like during opening night, I got teary-eyed for a moment,
That's-
and that's the closest thing I can get to when almost crying for something that's just
Get-
not life.
Let's get John teary-eyed by the end of the podcast.
Good luck.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna take a lot.
I know. I'm probably just gonna tell bad story after bad story, and you're just gonna sit back and laugh at me.
Well, no, because I mean, you telling me a story is not really gonna do anything. It's like
How do we make John cry?
just forget it. Forget it.
Why?
Don't try and make me cry because it's not gonna happen.
How can we make John cry?
All right, let's move on here. We got nothing.
I don't know, because we live different lives and we are interested in different things, so it's sometimes interesting. Did you? Here, let's try this.
Okay.
You heard about? You know who John Crist is?
No.
All right, moving on. Basically, he's a comedian, and basically what happened, he came to Liberty a couple weeks ago,
Yeah, I know that.
and then a few days after that, it kind of broke that he's basically quite a lot of sexual sin in his past.
Understandable.
But it's like he wasn't super serious about getting healed from it, you know? And like he was getting help before like he really blew up, you know what I mean? So this has been a while. But he's been one who's always tried to champion, you know, this whole check your heart slogan, you know, Indian like stay pure or whatever.
Yeah.
And he himself is basically not. That hurt me. And also my comedy has been quite influenced by him. So for me it really stung. But you have no comment, so
I mean, it's not that I don't have no comments.
but
It's
like
like
you weren't necessarily emotionally invested in this. You know what I mean?
well, I don't really know him as much as you do.
Right.
Like I only know him just from what people say from the convo. But it's not uncommon.
I know it's not uncommon.
But it's the idea of this is the person who was the head of a slogan for purity, and he himself not being pure, and was he secretive about that?
I mean, it didn't come
Did
out.
he ever say like, "Oh, I'm pure"?
Well, okay, so like check your heart just in general, like just stay out of sin, you know, not necessarily purity culture straight up, but
Yeah.
but to be, he's always like called out people for being hypocritical, or basically, and he turns out to be hypocritical, or do you know what I mean?
I do.
So that itself hurt, but also just the fact how.
So I have a question here.
Yes.
What makes him hypocritical?
So, like, you don't have to be necessarily direct about something to stand about something. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Right? You can make your opinions and thoughts known, and people can generally guess, oh, let's just take it political. Oh, he's probably conservative because he keeps talking about these values that are more geared toward conservatism,
Mm-hmm.
Or the other way around. Oh, this person keeps talking about, these values that are more aligned to democratic values. You know what I mean? So it's kind of similar where John Chris has like talked about, issues, and kind of calling out people and, for being hypocritical, and he also, just to check your heart, stay out of sin, do what's right, and he blew up more or less in the past few years, while he's been struggling with this stuff for way longer. And he obviously didn't really get like serious help about it. Like,
Right.
Not that he was consistently getting help, but not enough where he's like, I need to pause my career to get my life right.
Yeah.
Type help, And that's what he really needed, in my opinion.
I think that he got caught up with being the face of something that he really wanted, was the idea of purity. However, because he didn't deal with his stuff beforehand, it got out of hand for him. And I don't blame him. Well, I've not grown up with him, but I can't really blame him because, I'm hypocritical as well.
Right.
I'll say that right now. I'm a big hypocrite.
Right. No, I feel and see that, but it's like he had the opportunity to like get his life right. He didn't have to make a big deal about the whole check your heart thing because he wasn't right with his life. You know what I mean?
I guess-
Because I've come to a point where I've personally tried to stop preaching about things that I don't practice. When I realize I'm not practicing what I'm preaching, I stop preaching it. I'm like, oh, I'm not right in this. I need to get right, but I'm gonna stop preaching about this because that just makes me a hypocrite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm thinking that in his mindset, for him to say what he says, for him to be hypocritical, he says what he wants to be in himself. So for him to say it out loud and be part of that movement, he's doing it in hope that that will influence himself, that maybe what he says will be practice,
That's kind of true. I kind of see that.
which does not always work.
Does not always work, but it's also like how, like if he was like recovering and like getting better, and then he started doing that. But this is like while he was still actively, not living a right life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Really, if you look at anyone who's in charge of a movement, the chances are they might be hypocritical. But we don't know that. We assume that they are perfect for what they're doing.
Right.
However, we should take a step back and realize that they're also human and sinful in nature.
Mm-hmm.
They are fallible,
Right.
just like us.
But it's also, I just don't want this to be like an excuse. Oh, I'm human. I can go out and do what I want. No. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's what he's doing. Actually, I don't really know what he's doing. So
I just feel like some people are not taking. I don't know. It's a really frustrating situation. Let's move. But but it's like, you know, all I'm kind of saying is that this has affected me. You know, when the news broke, it's still something I'm kind of processing, especially how he's influenced me. So this hinders the fact that now do I even want to do this type feelings, you know what I mean? Because I've taken so much inspiration from him, unknowingly, honestly, but knowingly at the same time. But, you know, it's like, oh, now I'm not in the mood to make comedic content because it's so similar to John Chris and it's too fresh for me right now.
Right.
So I just want to distance myself from that, you know? So I don't know. It's a confusing situation. There's some things in life where it's like you have some ideas about what to think, but you've not necessarily settled on something.
Yeah.
And so you kind of just leave it there, and you're like, you know what? I am never necessarily going to have resolved thoughts about this, but this is where it is at the moment. You know, there are multiple things in life where, if, for example, that's not a good example. I don't know what to think of right now, but it's like, you know, let's get controversial for a moment. 9/11.
Okay.
9/11. Some people think that 9/11 was an inside job. They don't believe the official story that the government gives. I've not done like a ton of research. I've definitely know some information where it's definitely fishy and suspicious about 9/11, but it's not like I'm a full out, you know, oh, 9/11 was an inside job. It's more like something that I've opened my mind to, but I've not completely like accept as gospel, or even like flat earth. Some people think the earth is flat. I don't think so, but I'm not close to the idea. But I've not done enough research, I've not thought about it hard and long enough to necessarily reach a conclusion, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like this with John Chris, with some of these issues where it's like what we were just talking about, you know, like being hypocrites or sinful. And there's just some things where I'm just not, I don't necessarily have like something that I can ride with that I'm like, all right, you know what? We're sinners, or, you know, no, John Chris really shouldn't have, you know. I have my thoughts, but at the same time, they're kind of conflicting at the same time, you know. It sucks. I don't know. I hate this. I hate life.
Yeah, I can't really say anything without actually knowing.
I understand.
For the situation.
That's kind of why I didn't really want to talk about it, but it's just been
interesting. There's things I can say.
Yes.
However, because I don't know anything, I don't want to
embarrass yourself.
No, it's not that I don't want to embarrass myself. It's just like I don't want to give the wrong idea.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like,
no, that's wise.
Yeah, I want to give the benefit of the doubt, kind of.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
Yeah. But in your idea of distancing yourself, I don't think that would be the wise decision.
It's more of a temporary thing for me right now. First off, that's not necessarily my main avenue of content at the moment. You know what I mean? But right now, it's like I can't do that right now. It hurts right now to, like, my dreams video. I don't know. Yeah, you did see that video. I almost made that video private because I was so upset about this situation. That just kind of shows how upset I was about this situation. That's one of my favorite videos, but it's definitely like I drew a lot of influence from John Chris just in my style of comedy, you know? So just right now, it's just a period of healing right now that I'm kind of going through, and in time I'll get back to making something funny or whatever, but right now I'm not in the mood. I just need time to heel over this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sucks. I hate it. I hate it.
Anyway, what else can we speak of? Well, I guess in recent news, they've kind of starting announcing what the next step in Ponies will be.
Oh, okay.
And like, I don't know if it's confirmed to be the very next generation or not,
Yeah.
but we're getting a new TV show
Nice.
next year or the year after.
Same network or different network?
I think the same network, but different animation studio.
Yeah.
And it's like, from their press release, they
Press release sounds pretty official to me.
it's official that
Okay.
this is their very next step.
Nice.
But it's like the thing that people are like pointing out is that it's a complete change of tone.
Oh.
Of instead of this being like a storytelling driven, it's going to be like a you're not going to understand the concept. Teen Titans Go.
I've heard of. I don't know anything about it.
Essentially, instead of having things be story driven, it's just
Episode by episode?
no, it's wacky for the sake of wackiness.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, that's not. Because the thing is, like VeggieTales, and then they did the VeggieTales in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't like that because it was basically, oh, apparently we don't think 1-year-olds can enjoy VeggieTales, so we'll just make it stupid so they can enjoy it.
But you don't understand how stupid the things that we've had for this with not only Teen Titans Go, but also with Powerpuff Girls. How they're based off like an older TV show, and that old TV show was just so good, and like they think that in order to make this for a new generation, they need to dumb everything out, just take away what was good about it, make these characters dumb, silly, and just be random.
Why?
I don't know, but some things are popular, I guess. I don't know.
Anyway, so that's what My Little Pony is gonna do. It's gonna be a comedic 2-year-old show.
That's not what they said, but that's based upon the art style and some small animation tidbits from a commercial for a toy line, not at all for the show. That's what we're led to assume is going to happen with the show. And
Oh, you're too young to understand concepts about friendship and faithfulness. So we'll teach you how to slide down a slide instead.
that's not really my concern at all.
Oh.
It's like, I see that, and I always knew that the next series just was not going to be as good as this one, because
Right.
you can't really...
You could, but you're just not. It's not gonna.
It's not very likely, because this one has had such a high bar.
right.
That's like, it'd be really difficult, and it'd take a lot of talent. But my
so. Whoever's involved in this new show has no talent whatsoever.
that's not. I'm not gonna say that. I can't say that.
I'm just being mean.
But my complaint isn't really that the show is changing to such a dramatic style. I just don't like how they're just gonna reuse characters.
What do you mean reuse?
So, our show is based around these 6 main characters with specific art style, but they're using those exact same characters and not changing anything about them in the new art style. It's like they're stylized in a new art style with the same appearance of the old art style. And so it just... I wanted them to do something completely different with new characters.
So has My Little Pony always had different characters?
Yes.
Really?
Like, it's always been different characters. But I can understand from a business standpoint, when
Right.
this series came out, these characters became the face of Pony.
Right.
Became so popular. And I guess they want to stick with those being the face of Pony because they're already so popular. Like, having it be different is just gonna change so much. But the fact is that they look too similar from the old characters. It's like it's not creative to me.
Interesting. So in the end, you feel like they're trying too hard.
It's not. I don't think that they're trying too hard. I just think that they're not willing to take the risk of changing characters. They want to keep the same characters going for as long as they can because that's what makes the money.
Right.
And you know, like those characters are iconic now because of the show.
Right.
And I know that to change the new characters might be jarring for kids, and like toy lines will go down. But that's pretty much what it comes down to: the toys,
money,
and money. Because if it ain't broke, don't change it.
But you think it's broke, so it needs to be changed.
I don't know. I don't think that the characters are broken. I just think for storytelling, having different characters would be so much better.
It's very interesting for me because I don't know enough about like pony theology. So
Pony theology.
So it's it's like for me it's like VeggieTales. It's always Bob and Larry. You know what I mean? It's not like we got make up your names Phil and Stuart in the next iteration of VeggieTales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always Bob and Larry. So that's how I always think of stuff. So
and like that,
My Little Pony has evolved with different characters.
Yeah.
It's almost mind-blowing.
It's like the characters that we had from the beginning of Ponies are not the characters that we had now. Which there they struggled to find like the main characters of the show because each thing would have different characters because they were selling toy lines.
Yeah.
But eventually they went down to these 6 characters because the creator wanted it to be story-driven and character-driven. And it became a phenomenon, essentially. Right. And so it's like, hey, these are our faces now. Ain't gonna change those.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah. Whereas if you were to change VeggieTales to different characters, it'd be like,
no. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
So I've never... Are there any other series that you're aware of that's been like My Little Pony that it took them a while to find their main characters? Because I can't think of anything.
To find...
Like, VeggieTales, it's always been Bob and Larry.
It's always been Bob and Larry.
Blue's Clues, you have Blue. It's not like all of a sudden, we decided to use blue after trying out magenta for a while, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like Bob the Builder. It's like, is it going to be Wendy or Bob? It was Bob from the start, basically, and Wendy was there, you know?
Yeah, you just gotta think about the history of things as well. Ninja Turtles,
which I don't know about.
Yeah, it started as a comic series. Like the characters were all the same. Then they decided to make them into toy lines, and so they gave them all distinct personalities and such, and they became an iconic as well. Oof. Yeah, like this one is really, I guess, really special for what it is.
Interesting.
Like, I'm sure there are other examples, but this one is like probably the biggest one that I can think of.
That's very interesting. I've never would have guessed or considered or thought about any of that, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's how that is. I'm still trying to think of like a different example. Because, things go through different versions through time, and for the most part, they've had the same characters.
Right.
I guess the only other example I can think of is just Looney Tunes and Disney cartoons, they didn't have their main characters from the get-go.
But I mean, like Mickey Mouse has always been like Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean?
Not essentially. He wasn't the
Really?
main. Mickey Mouse was not the main character.
See, that shows how much I don't pay attention to movies and show business. I just do music. I'm sorry, but go on.
Like his first thing wasn't specifically labeled. This is Mickey Mouse. He became popular because of that, and through time he became the icon.
Got it. I would have never guessed because I thought Walt Disney's like drew Mickey Mouse like this is the future.
Yeah, I mean this is just stuff that I've been looking into recently, and so I can tell you that.
Okay.
The evolution of a brand is really interesting, especially toy lines.
No, I definitely can kind of see like how like toy lines are very significant to helping a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get the kids involved. The kids want stuff, and you can't say no to kids. And then you got a bunch of kids, and then you get more kids, and then the cycle never ends. It's crazy. It's amazing.
Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
Okay.
What else can we talk about? I don't really have much deep theological questions for you.
Yeah, and I've been just very brain dead the past while. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just don't have much or anything at this point. I just want this semester to be over. I want to get back to my YouTube channel. You know, I'm just done. You know, I'm just not in the best mode right now. I'm sick of this foot.
Yeah.
I'm just.
It's a tiring week for sure.
I just want the semester to be over with.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah, you're getting that feeling. We're done. We've reached that ending point.
Yes.
Not quite senioritis, but almost there.
Oh, I almost feel senioritis. Probably not as bad as actual seniors, but it's like like to the point where I've considered dropping out of college. You know.
I see. I had senioritis my junior year of high school.
Nice.
Which was
the worst, I bet.
Yeah, junior year was not a good year.
Yeah.
Just so many bad things happened that year. Along with good things, but it's just
more bad things that stood out.
The bad things were more life impacting. For sure.
Gosh, I hate this. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of much else right now. Like, to some degree, I would probably go on and on about random music things that I'm not even listening to.
Random music things that I don't care about.
Exactly. So, I mean, we probably talked about Kanye, but there isn't necessarily anything except the fact that Kanye wants to do an opera on another album.
An opera?
Yes. Can you imagine that? That's interesting, but see, and
he
has the money. But beyond that, what else can we say about that?
It also depends how you define an opera.
True.
Because
I mean, he's traveling with a choir, so he can hire.
No, because opera. Some hold the belief that the opera is strictly Italian or something of a different language, and does not work with the English language.
And I don't know enough about theater to.
It's not theory. It's just music itself. Some people do not believe that Phantom of the Opera is to be an opera
because it's in English.
It's I don't know.
I don't know.
It seems to be more of a musical than what it is.
What's the difference between an opera and a musical, John?
I don't remember, but
John, you're majoring. I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
I'm majoring in theater, not musical theater. There's a difference.
Okay. See, people could probably pull down me. You should know this audio stuff. I don't. They haven't been teaching me.
Yeah. Anyway, is that all we have for this?
I don't know. Yeah, so like that. There's not that much to comment on.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys for listening.
Really,
We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.